close your eyes. Let the sounds of your room fade away. Imagine the gentle rhythm of your own breathing. What if I told you that the gentle rhythm of the universe, the very rules that hold stars together and guide the planets in their orbits, has a place where it stops? A place where the music of creation plays a different song entirely. Tonight, we are going to journey to such a place, a silent corner of the cosmos that appears to break every known law of physics. It is a place that should not exist, yet it does. And as you drift deeper into relaxation, deeper into sleep, we will explore its impossible mystery together. Allow your mind to become quiet. Allow the journey to begin. There's nothing for you to do but listen and wonder. For billions of years, we have looked up at the night sky and found comfort in its predictability. We discovered the laws of gravity, elegant equations that describe the dance of moons and planets. We learned about the speed of light, a universal constant, the ultimate speed limit of reality. We mapped the predictable behavior of energy and matter from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy cluster. These laws are the bedrock of our understanding. They are the language the universe uses to speak to itself. They create a cosmos that is orderly, understandable, and in its own way, safe. We assume these laws are universal, that the rules we observe here on Earth are the same rules everywhere, from the beginning of time to its very end. It is a beautiful and comforting thought. It suggests a universe with a single, coherent design. But deep in the cosmic dark, billions of light years away, our telescopes have found a whisper of doubt, a region of space that does not play by the rules. It is an anomaly so profound that it forces us to question the very foundation of reality. This place, which we will call the penumbral void, is not just empty. It is fundamentally incorrect. Our story begins not with a sudden flash or a dramatic explosion, but with a quiet sense of wrongness. For years, astronomers were mapping the cosmic microwave background radiation. This is the faint afterglow of the Big Bang, the oldest light in the universe. It should be almost perfectly uniform, like a smooth, ancient canvas. But in the direction of the constellation sculptor, they found a cold spot, a patch of the universe significantly colder than it should be. At first, it was dismissed as a statistical fluke, an error in the data from our satellites. But as our instruments became more sensitive, the cold spot remained. It was undeniably real. This was the first clue. It was a subtle hint that the fabric of space-time in that direction was different. It was as if we were looking at a vast, placid ocean and saw a single, perfectly circular patch of ice. It made no sense according to the known rules of cosmic thermodynamics. This was the breadcrumb trail that led us to the edge of the penumbral void. This cold spot was just a shadow, and the object casting it was far stranger than anyone could have possibly imagined. It was the first time we realized that our map of the universe might have a blank space on it. Not a space that was empty, but a space where the rules of map-making themselves no longer applied. Imagine the feeling of those scientists staring at data that defied explanation. A quiet hum of confusion in a sterile lab, illuminated by the glow of a screen showing an impossible truth. A coldness that echoed across billions of years, a signal from a place where the universe had forgotten its own laws. This quiet discovery was the beginning of the greatest puzzle in modern astrophysics, a gentle knock on the door of our understanding, inviting us to see what lies beyond the threshold of the known. The void was not loud. It did not announce itself. It simply was. And its existence was a silent contradiction to everything we held to be true. This subtle beginning is much like the slow descent into sleep, a gradual letting go of the familiar, a quiet drift into a world of mystery and dreams. So, what is this penumbral void? Let us try to visualize its scale, though the numbers are so vast they almost lose their meaning. Imagine our entire Milky Way galaxy, with its 400 billion stars, our sun being just one of them. Now imagine 1,000 Milky Way galaxies laid side by side. That is roughly the diameter of this anomaly. It is a colossal sphere of something or nothing that repels matter and energy in ways that seem to defy gravity itself. Normally, a void in space is simply a region with fewer galaxies than average. But the penumbral void is different. It is not just empty. It appears to be actively pushing things away. Galaxies on its edge are accelerating faster than they should be, as if being shoved by an unseen hand. It is the opposite of gravity. We call gravity the great gatherer. It pulls matter together to form stars, planets, and galaxies. It is the architect of the cosmos. But here, in this one isolated region, we see evidence of its antithesis, a great repulsor, a cosmic force that creates emptiness. This breaks our most fundamental understanding of how the universe is structured. The standard model of cosmology has no room for such a thing. There is no known particle, no known force that can account for this behavior on such a monumental scale. It is as if in the middle of a grand symphony, one instrument decided to play in reverse, creating a pocket of silence that pushes the other sounds away. This is not dark energy, which we believe is accelerating the expansion of the entire universe uniformly. This is a localized, powerful, and targeted repulsion. It is a specific and deliberate violation. As you relax, let your mind drift into this concept. A place where the gentle pull that holds you to your bed is replaced by a gentle push. A place where things do not fall together, but instead drift eternally apart. This is the fundamental nature of the penumbral void, a place defined not by what it has, but by the impossible way it rejects everything around it. Let us consider light itself. Light travels in a straight line unless bent by the immense gravity of a massive object, like a star or a black hole. This phenomenon is called gravitational lensing. It is a key prediction of Einstein's theory of general relativity, and we see it happen all across the universe. It allows us to see galaxies hidden behind other galaxies, their light bent around the object in front. But the light that passes near the penumbral void behaves impossibly. When we observe distant quasars whose light must travel past the edge of the void to reach us, the light is not bent. It is fractured. It appears to scatter as if passing through a flawed crystal prism the size of 1,000 galaxies. The light from a single point source is smeared and distorted in chaotic, unpredictable ways. Some wavelengths are shifted to the red end of the spectrum, while others are shifted to the blue all at the same time. This is not lensing. This is something else entirely. It suggests that the very fabric of space-time within the void is not merely curved, but is topologically complex, twisted, perhaps even discontinuous. It's as if the space itself is a shattered mirror. Light that enters does not follow a predictable path. It follows all paths and none. The data we receive from these distorted light sources is a mess of contradictions. It is a cosmic enigma wrapped in a riddle of broken light. This violation of the predictable nature of light is deeply unsettling for physicists. The constancy of the speed of light and its predictable behavior are pillars of modern science. To find a place where these rules are so flagrantly disregarded is like finding a book where the letters rearrange themselves each time you try to read a sentence. As you settle deeper, imagine this river of broken light, a celestial stream filled with shattered starlight. Colors that should not exist, bending in angles that are physically impossible. It is a place where vision itself becomes unreliable, where the simple act of looking tells you only that what you are looking at is beyond your comprehension. It is a beautiful, silent chaos. The implications of this gravitational repulsion are staggering. Our models of galaxy formation rely on the slow, steady work of gravity over billions of years. Gravity pulls together primordial clouds of gas and dust. They collapse into stars, and these stars gather into the majestic spiral and elliptical galaxies we see today. This process is fundamental to the creation of everything. But the penumbral void stands as a monument to the opposite process. It is a region of cosmic uncreation. It is not just that galaxies are not forming there. It seems that any matter that drifts too close is actively pushed away, preventing the process from ever beginning. This raises a profound question. Has this place always been this way? Was it born from the Big Bang with this anti-gravity property embedded within it? Or did something happen in this region of space? An event of such cataclysmic power that it fundamentally altered the laws of physics within its boundaries. Some theories propose that this could be the remnant of a collision with another universe, a bruise on our reality, where the physical laws of another place have leaked through. It is a breathtaking and terrifying idea, a scar from an event we cannot even imagine, an event that happened outside of our own cosmic history. Think of it as a bubble of a different reality floating in our own. Inside the bubble, the rules are different. What we call gravity is, to them, a repulsive force. What we see as the flow of time might run in a different direction. It is a completely alien pocket of existence. As you drift, let go of the idea of a single, uniform reality. Imagine the universe not as a solid, unchanging book of laws, but as a vast ocean with different currents, different temperatures, and deep, unexplored regions where the water behaves in ways we cannot predict. The penumbral void is one of those deep, cold currents, a silent reminder that the universe is far more strange and far more mysterious than we have ever dared to believe. It is a place of profound and unsettling peace. Now, let us speak of time. According to Einstein, time and space are woven together into a single fabric, space-time. Massive objects create dips in this fabric, which we perceive as gravity. This curvature also affects the flow of time. Time flows slightly slower near a massive object, a phenomenon called time dilation. It is a real and measurable effect. Clocks on satellites in orbit run slightly faster than clocks on the surface of the Earth. But what happens to time near a region that has, for all intents and purposes, negative gravity? Our equations break down. They produce nonsensical answers, infinities. But we have sent probes to the very edge of this region, and while we cannot go inside, we can measure the effects on their instruments from a distance. The signals we receive back from these probes show something bizarre. Their internal clocks do not just speed up or slow down. They appear to become unstable. They fluctuate. One moment the clock seems to be running faster than our own. The next, it is running slower. The signals arrive out of their expected sequence. It is as though time in this region is not a steady, flowing river. It is a turbulent, churning sea. It ebbs and flows. It might even have eddies and whirlpools. This suggests that the relationship between cause and effect, the most fundamental sequence of reality, might be frayed at the edges of the void. An effect could theoretically precede its cause. This is a concept so alien to our experience that it is difficult to even articulate. But the data from our probes, however strange, points towards this unsettling possibility. Let your mind float on this turbulent river of time. Release the linear progression of your day, the past, the present, the future. Imagine a place where they all coexist, a place where moments are not fixed, points on a line, but are shifting possibilities. It is a state similar to a dream, where the logic of time dissolves, where you can be a child and an adult at the same time. The penumbral void might be a place where the universe itself is dreaming, and in its dream, the steady march of time has been forgotten. The visual appearance of the void is another layer of its mystery. When we point our most powerful telescopes in its direction, we see nothing. But it is a unique and specific kind of nothing. It is not the simple blackness of empty space between the stars. The void is darker than that. It is a deep, absolute, light-absorbing black. It does not reflect any light. It does not emit any light. It is as if we are looking at a hole punched through the fabric of reality itself. On the edges, where its influence begins to wane, we see the warped and fractured light of the distant galaxies behind it. But the core is a perfect, featureless blackness. It has been described by astronomers as a patch of surgical darkness on the sky. This presents a paradox. A region that repels matter and energy should not be able to trap light so perfectly. A black hole, for instance, is black because its immense gravity pulls light in and it prevents it from escaping. The penumbral void, however, pushes things away. So why is it black? One of the most radical theories suggests that it is not absorbing light at all. Instead, it proposes that the physical constants within the void are different. Perhaps the very nature of photons, the particles of light, is altered as they enter. They might transition into a different kind of particle, one that does not interact with our instruments. Or perhaps the structure of space-time inside is so complex that the light's path is immediately turned back on itself, or sent into another dimension entirely. It is a perfect barrier to information. Nothing that goes in can ever tell us what it is like inside. This absolute blackness is a source of deep tranquility. It is a perfect silence for the eyes. As you continue to relax, picture this perfect darkness. It is not a scary or menacing darkness. It is a calm, peaceful, and profound emptiness. It is the color of deep sleep, a place where there is no stimulus, no information, just a serene and total absence, a perfect canvas for your dreams to unfold upon. So where does this leave our understanding of the universe? It leaves us at the edge of known science, staring into an abyss of ignorance. Every major theory we have, from general relativity to the standard model of particle physics, fails to explain the penumbral void. These theories are the triumphs of human intellect, built over centuries of observation and experiment. They have allowed us to predict the existence of black holes, to understand the beginnings of the universe, and to build the technology that powers our world. Yet, they are completely silent when it comes to this one, colossal anomaly. It is not that our theories are wrong. They work perfectly everywhere else in the universe. It is that they are incomplete. They are like a map of the Earth that is missing an entire continent. This is both a frustrating and an exhilarating position for scientists to be in. It means there is a new physics waiting to be discovered, a deeper layer of reality that we have not yet even begun to comprehend. The penumbral void is a signpost pointing the way towards this new frontier. It tells us that our beautiful, elegant equations are just an approximation of a much more complex and mysterious truth. The search for an explanation has pushed theoretical physics into strange and wonderful territory. Scientists are exploring ideas that sound like they come from science fiction. They are considering the possibility of extra dimensions, curled up so small we cannot see them, but which might have a large-scale effect in the void. They are revisiting discarded theories about the nature of the vacuum itself, suggesting that our universe might exist in a false vacuum state, and the void could be a bubble of the true vacuum with different physical laws. These are ideas at the very limit of human imagination. They are attempts to describe the indescribable. And this is a beautiful thing. It is a reminder that the universe does not owe us simplicity. As you drift, embrace this feeling of not knowing. Let go of the need for answers. Find peace in the mystery. The universe is under no obligation to make sense to us. And in that humbling realization, there is a profound sense of freedom. A freedom to simply wonder. What could possibly be at the center of such a place? Since we cannot see inside, we are left only with speculation, with mathematical ghosts and theoretical phantoms. One of the more compelling, though highly speculative ideas is that the void is not empty at all. Instead, it might contain an object made of something we cannot comprehend. Some physicists have hypothesized the existence of exotic matter. This is a theoretical form of matter that has negative mass. Think about that for a moment. If you push on an object with positive mass, like a stone, it moves away from you. If you were to push on an object with negative mass, it would move towards you, and its gravitational field would not pull. It would push. A sufficiently large object made of this negative mass matter could, theoretically, create the kind of repulsive gravitational field we observe around the penumbral void. It would push away all normal matter, creating a vast emptiness around itself. It would bend light in strange ways. It could potentially create instabilities in the flow of time. It fits many of the observed phenomena. The problem is, we have never observed negative mass. It violates what we know about energy and momentum. It should not be able to exist. But then again, the penumbral void should not exist either. Perhaps in this one unique region, the rules that forbid exotic matter are suspended. Imagine such an object, a planet, or a star, or something else entirely, made of this impossible substance. It would be the heart of the void, a silent, invisible engine driving all of its strange properties. It would be a gravitational shadow in the cosmos, and it would be a testament to the fact that our inventory of the universe's building blocks is still woefully incomplete. Let your mind gently consider this impossible object. A silent, dark heart pushing the universe away. It is not an evil or malevolent thing. It is simply different. It follows its own nature. And in its own way, it has created a sanctuary of solitude, a vast and quiet kingdom of its own making. Another theory, one that delves into the very birth of the universe, involves something called a cosmic string. Cosmic strings are theoretical defects that may have formed in the fabric of space-time as the universe cooled after the Big Bang. You can think of them like cracks forming in ice as it freezes. These strings would be incredibly thin, thinner than an atom, but would have an immense density and energy. Most theories suggest these strings would be microscopic, or would have straightened out and vanished as the universe expanded. But what if a massive, tangled loop of a cosmic string survived? A defect in space-time itself, billions of light years across. Such an object would have bizarre gravitational properties. It would not attract matter in the normal way. Instead, it would warp space-time around it so severely that it could create the illusion of repulsion. It could scatter light in the chaotic ways we observe. It could create fluctuations in the cosmic microwave background. The idea is that the penumbral void is not an object within space-time, but is a flaw in space-time itself. It is a place where the universe did not set properly. It is a cosmic scar. This idea is profound. It suggests that the fabric of reality is not perfect. It can have flaws, wrinkles, and defects. And these defects can have monumental consequences, creating vast regions where the universe behaves differently. Imagine the fabric of space and time as a vast silk sheet. And in one corner there is a tangled, knotted thread. This thread pulls and distorts the silk around it, creating patterns that do not follow the simple weave of the rest of the fabric. This is the penumbral void. It is a knot in the thread of reality, and as we trace its outline, we are learning about the fundamental texture of the cosmos itself. It is a flaw that reveals a deeper truth about the whole. Just as a small imperfection can give a handmade object its character and beauty, perhaps this cosmic flaw gives our universe its own unique and mysterious character. Let us explore one of the most mind-bending theories of all, the idea of a false vacuum decay. Quantum field theory suggests that our universe might not be in its most stable energy state. It might be in a false vacuum, a state that is stable for now, but not permanently. There could be a lower, more stable energy state, a true vacuum. If a small region of our universe were to spontaneously decay into this true vacuum state, it would create a bubble. Inside this bubble, the laws of physics would be completely different. The fundamental constants, like the charge of an electron or the strength of the forces, would change. The bubble of true vacuum would expand at the speed of light, converting everything in its path to this new state of being. It would be the ultimate universe-ending catastrophe. But what if a bubble of true vacuum was created in the very early universe, and for some reason, its expansion stalled? What if it is still there, a stable bubble of a different physics, coexisting with our own? This is what some scientists propose the penumbral void might be, a contained, stable bubble of a different reality. The repulsive force we observe would be the effect of the domain wall, the boundary between our false vacuum and the true vacuum inside. This wall would be a region of immense energy, pushing our familiar matter away. This theory explains almost all of the strange properties of the void. It explains the gravitational repulsion, the strange effects on light, and the perfect isolation. It also implies that our universe is fundamentally unstable. It is a chilling thought, but also one filled with a strange kind of wonder. It means our reality is just one possible configuration among many. There could be other bubbles, other universes, with their own unique laws, existing just beyond our perception. As you relax more and more deeply, imagine your consciousness as one of these bubbles, safe, contained, with its own internal logic and rules. And outside, there are other bubbles, other states of being. The penumbral void is a window into one of those other states. It is a glimpse into what the universe could have been and what it might one day become. It is a reminder that even stability is temporary on a cosmic scale, and in this release from permanence, there is a deep and profound peace. To truly appreciate the void, we must try to grasp its scale. We spoke of its diameter being that of 1,000 Milky Way galaxies. Let us make that more tangible. Light, the fastest thing in the universe, travels at about 300,000 kilometers per second. It takes light from our sun about 8 minutes to reach Earth. It takes that same light about 100,000 years to cross from one side of our Milky Way galaxy to the other. To cross the penumbral void, that same beam of light would need to travel for over 3 billion years. 3 billion years. That is 2/3 of the entire age of our planet Earth. Dinosaurs rose and fell. Continents drifted. Humanity evolved from single cells to sentient beings. And all during that time, a single photon of light would still be traversing the vast, silent darkness of the void. It is a scale of emptiness that is simply beyond human intuition. Inside this volume of space, there should be tens of thousands of galaxies like our own, trillions of stars, countless planets. But there are none. The absence is what defines it. The sheer, overwhelming scale of its nothingness is its most profound feature. When we feel small looking up at the night sky, we are feeling a connection to the vastness of our own galaxy. The penumbral void is a vastness of a completely different order. It is a vastness defined by absence. And in this immense emptiness, there is a strange sense of calm. Our own problems, our own worries, the anxieties of our daily lives, they shrink to infinitesimal significance when compared to this monument of cosmic solitude. Let your own concerns become small. Let them drift away into this unimaginable expanse. Feel them dissolve into the 3 billion light-year darkness. There is a comfort in this scale, a quiet permission to let go. In the face of such emptiness, our own minds can become quiet, empty and still, ready for rest. Let us now begin a journey of the imagination. Let us pretend we have a vessel that can travel faster than light, a ship of dreams that can cross the galaxies in the blink of an eye. Our destination is the penumbral void. As we leave our own galaxy behind, the familiar swirl of the Milky Way shrinks to a bright smudge, then a single point of light, then disappears among the countless other points of light that are other galaxies. We travel for what feels like an eternity across the normal, predictable cosmos. We pass beautiful spiral galaxies, glowing nebulae where new stars are being born, and ancient, golden elliptical galaxies. The universe is full of light and life and structure. Gravity works as it should. Time flows steadily forward. But then, as we approach the coordinates of the great anomaly, we begin to notice a change. The background density of galaxies begins to thin out. The cosmic web, the great filamentary structure of galaxy clusters, becomes frayed and sparse. There is a growing emptiness ahead of us. It is not an abrupt wall, but a gradual descent into less. The space between galaxies grows wider and wider. The light becomes scarcer. A profound silence begins to descend upon the cosmos. Our ship's sensors, which were buzzing with the faint radiation from distant objects, begin to grow quiet. There is a palpable sense of entering a different territory, a land that is not on any of our charts. The comforting background hum of the universe is fading. We are approaching the shore of an ocean of nothingness. The last few galaxies on the edge seem to be fleeing from the darkness ahead. Their light stretched and red shifted as they accelerate away. We are now at the boundary. Ahead of us lies the perfect, surgical darkness, the place where the rules change. With a sense of calm curiosity, we prepare to cross the threshold. Let your mind be this ship. Feel the familiar universe fading behind you. Feel the deep, quiet peace of the great emptiness ahead. You are safe. You are an observer. You are about to enter the great mystery. As our imaginary vessel crosses the boundary of the penumbral void, the change is not violent. It is subtle and deeply strange. The first thing we notice is a complete and total silence, not just an absence of sound, but an absence of all radiation. The cosmic microwave background, the ancient light of the Big Bang, is gone. It is as if we have entered a soundproof room, cutting us off from the rest of the universe's history. Our instruments register a temperature of absolute zero, or as close to it as is theoretically possible. It is the ultimate cold. The stars of the universe we left behind are still visible, but their light is now distorted, as if we are looking at them through a turbulent sea. They shimmer and shift. Their colors are wrong. The universe we came from now looks like a dream, a distant and unstable memory. The second thing we notice is a feeling, a gentle, persistent, and uniform push. It is the anti-gravity of the void. It is not uncomfortable. It is like floating in a perfectly buoyant fluid. There is no down. There is no up. Every particle of our ship is being gently nudged away from every other particle. If we were to step outside, we would not fall into anything. We would simply expand, gently drifting apart, molecule by molecule, over an eternity. It is a complete release from the bonds of gravity, a perfect freedom. Inside the ship, our artificial gravity systems would be working overtime, struggling to counteract this gentle, pervasive push. The very concept of weight has been inverted. Our feet are being gently pushed away from the floor. It is a sensation of complete and utter lightness. As you lie in your bed, feel this sense of lightness. Feel the gentle push, the release from the pull of the earth. You are floating now in the silent, cold heart of the penumbral void. There is no tension. There is no effort. There is only a slow, peaceful, and endless drift. Now that we are inside, let us look more closely at how physics behaves here. If we were to release two objects in space, two simple steel balls here in our solar system, they would slowly begin to drift towards each other, drawn together by their own minuscule gravity. It might take days, but they would eventually touch. Inside the penumbral void, the opposite would happen. The two steel balls would begin to drift apart, slowly at first, and then, with increasing speed, they would repel each other. This is not due to magnetism or any familiar force. It is the very nature of space in this region. Mass repels mass. This simple fact upends all of chemistry and physics. It means that atoms themselves must be held together by a different set of rules. The strong nuclear force, which binds protons and neutrons together in the nucleus, must be exponentially stronger here to overcome the repulsive force between the particles. The electromagnetic force, which keeps electrons in orbit around the nucleus, must also be fundamentally different. An atom in this place would be a strange and exotic thing, a delicate balance of forces that we can barely imagine. It means that matter as we know it could not form here. Any cloud of gas would immediately dissipate. No stars could ever ignite. No planets could ever coalesce. It is a universe that is, by its very nature, sterile. It is designed for emptiness. It is a physics of solitude. This thought is not sad. It is profoundly peaceful. It is a place free from the constant cycle of creation and destruction, of stars being born and stars dying. It is a place of eternal stillness. It is a physics that has found a state of perfect, unchanging rest. Let your body feel this stillness. Let every muscle release. Let every thought drift away from every other thought. Embrace this physics of solitude. A quiet, calm, and eternal peace. What about the passage of time inside the void? As we cross the threshold, our ship's chronometer, which was fluctuating wildly at the boundary, now settles into a new, strange rhythm. It seems to tick, but the intervals are not even. Sometimes a second passes in what feels like a moment. Sometimes it stretches for what feels like a minute. The flow is not just turbulent, it is discretionary. This suggests that time inside the void is not a fundamental dimension in the same way it is for us. It may be an emergent property, something that only happens under certain conditions. Perhaps, in this place of ultimate cold and stillness, time has almost ceased to exist. It is a frozen, crystalline now. This has strange implications. Without a consistent flow of time, the concept of causality becomes meaningless. There is no before and after in a consistent sense. There is only is. It would be a state of pure being. If you could live in such a place, you would not age. You would not remember a past or anticipate a future. You would exist in a single eternal moment. This is the ultimate state of mindfulness, a state that spiritual traditions have sought for millennia, a complete immersion in the present moment. The penumbral void may be the most mindful place in the universe. It is a place where the tyranny of the clock has been overthrown. As you breathe in and out, focus on this single moment. The feeling of the air, the gentle weight of your body. This moment is all that exists. The past is a memory. The future is a dream. Let go of both. Float in this eternal, peaceful now, just like our imaginary ship, floating in a place where time itself has gone to sleep. There is only this breath, and the next, and the deep, restful quiet in between. Imagine the cosmos as a symphony. In our part of the universe, the symphony is grand and complex. The deep, resonant tones of gravity provide the foundation. The bright, fast melodies of electromagnetism dance on top. The powerful percussion of the strong and weak nuclear forces holds everything together in a dynamic, evolving rhythm. It is a beautiful, coherent piece of music. The penumbral void is a place where the symphony has been replaced by a single, sustained and silent chord. It is a place of cosmic minimalism. The laws are not chaotic here. They are just simpler and fundamentally different. The music has resolved into a state of perfect harmony and stillness. There is no tension. There is no release. There is only the chord. This is a different kind of beauty. It is not the beauty of a nebula with its vibrant colors and dramatic clouds. It is the beauty of a perfectly smooth, black stone. The beauty of a deep, calm lake with no ripples. It is the aesthetic of profound simplicity. For a physicist, this place is a nightmare, a catastrophic failure of everything they know. But for a philosopher, or a poet, or a soul seeking rest, it is a place of perfection. It is the universe in its most meditative state, a place where all the frantic energy of creation has been calmed, a place that has achieved enlightenment. As you listen to the sound of my voice, let it be the only instrument in your symphony. Let all the complex melodies of your Tao fade away. Let the worries and the plans fall silent, and just rest in this simple, single, peaceful note. The note of quiet, the note of stillness, the note of deep and profound rest. It is the music that the penumbral void plays for eternity, a lullaby for a tired universe. Is this void a scar or a seed? We have considered that it could be a remnant of a past event, a flaw from the beginning of time. But what if it is the opposite? What if it is a sign of the universe's future? One of the leading theories about the ultimate fate of our universe is the heat death. In this scenario, the universe continues to expand forever. Stars will eventually burn out. Black holes will evaporate over unimaginable timescales. All matter will decay into a thin, uniform soup of particles at a temperature just above absolute zero. The universe will become a vast, dark, cold, and empty place with no structure, no life, and no change. It will be a state of maximum entropy, a final, eternal equilibrium. Does this state sound familiar? It sounds very much like the conditions inside the penumbral void. The profound emptiness, the extreme cold, the lack of structure. It is possible that the penumbral void is not an anomaly. It is a glimpse of the end, a region of the universe that has, for some reason, raced ahead of the rest of us and reached its final state billions of years early. We are looking at a prophecy written into the fabric of space-time. This changes our perception of the void entirely. It is not a place where physics is broken. It is a place where physics is finished. It has completed its long, complex journey and has finally come to rest. This is not a sad or bleak future. It is a peaceful one. The end of all striving. The end of all conflict. A final, gentle, and eternal sleep for the cosmos itself. Let this thought comfort you. The universe, in its own vast timescale, is also seeking rest. It is also moving towards a state of ultimate peace. And tonight, you can join it. You can let go of the complexities of your own life. And for a few hours, you can experience that perfect, final stillness. You can be a pioneer, exploring the peaceful end of time, long before its arrival. Our scientific instruments are extensions of our senses. Telescopes are our powerful eyes. Radio dishes are our sensitive ears. Spectrometers are our way of tasting the chemical composition of distant stars. We rely on them to give us a clear and objective picture of reality. But when we point them at the penumbral void, our instruments become confused. They give us data that is not just noisy or unclear, but is self-contradictory. A spectrometer might report that the light from a background quasar is simultaneously red-shifted and blue-shifted. A gravitational sensor might report a strong repulsive force one moment and no force at all the next. It is as if the void is actively resisting measurement. It refuses to be pinned down. It defies our attempts to categorize it. This is because our instruments are built upon the assumption that the laws of physics are stable and consistent. They are designed to work in our universe. The penumbral void is, in a very real sense, not our universe. It is a place that rejects our logic. It is a cosmic error message. The data we get back is the universe's way of telling us the operation you are attempting cannot be performed. This forces us to be humble. It reminds us that our science is a tool, a powerful one, but it has its limits. There are aspects of reality that may forever lie beyond our ability to measure and comprehend, and that is okay. Not everything needs to be solved. Not every box needs to be ticked. Some mysteries are meant to be just that. Mysteries. They are there to inspire wonder, not to be conquered. As you drift deeper into sleep, let go of the analytical part of your mind. Let go of the need to understand and categorize everything. Allow yourself to simply experience. Experience the feeling of relaxation. Experience the darkness behind your eyelids. Experience the mystery of your own consciousness as it transitions into the world of dreams. You do not need to understand it. You only need to allow it to happen. Surrender to the mystery. What does the existence of a place like the penumbral void mean for us, philosophically? For centuries, humanity has searched for universal truths, for absolute laws that govern everything. We find comfort in the idea of a rational, ordered cosmos. The penumbral void challenges this deeply held belief. It suggests that the universe may not be uniform. It may be provincial. The laws of physics that we hold so dear might just be the local bylaws of our particular cosmic neighborhood. In another neighborhood, billions of light years away, the laws could be entirely different. And there could be countless other neighborhoods, other provinces, each with its own unique constitution. This idea is known as the multiverse, but not in the sense of parallel worlds. It is the idea of a single, vast universe with domains of different physics. This transforms our understanding of our place in the cosmos. We are not just living on a small planet orbiting a typical star in an average galaxy. We are also living in a specific physical province. Our entire existence, the very chemistry of our bodies, the structure of our brains, is predicated on the specific set of laws that govern this region of space-time. If we were transported to the penumbral void, we would cease to exist in any meaningful way. This is not a frightening thought. It is a grounding one. It connects us deeply to our specific corner of the universe. It makes our home, our set of physical laws, precious and special. It gives us a sense of place. We are perfectly adapted to this reality. We belong here. As you lie in your bed, feel the comforting and familiar pull of Earth's gravity. It is the force that has shaped life on this planet for billions of years. It is the law of our province. It is the anchor that holds you. Feel this connection. You are a child of this specific cosmos, of these specific laws. You are home, and in this home, you are safe to rest. Is the penumbral void a haven, or is it a trap? From one perspective, it is the most hostile environment imaginable, a place where matter cannot form, where time is unstable, and where the fundamental forces work in reverse. It is the definition of inhospitable. No life as we know it could ever survive there. But from another perspective, it is a place of ultimate peace. It is a sanctuary from the relentless cycle of birth and death that characterizes our universe. In our cosmos, stars are constantly being born in violent explosions of gas and dust. They live for millions or billions of years, and then they die, often even more violent supernova explosions, scattering heavy elements across space. It is a dynamic, chaotic, and often destructive process. The penumbral void is free from all of this. It is eternally stable. It is changeless. It is a place where nothing ever happens. And in a universe of constant flux, a place where nothing happens is a rare and profound thing. It is a cosmic monastery, a place of silent contemplation. If a consciousness could exist there, it would be a consciousness free from all desire, all action, and all consequence. It would simply be. It would be a state of pure, untroubled awareness. So is it a haven or a trap? Perhaps the answer is that it is both. It depends on what you seek. If you seek life, action, and creation, it is a desolate prison. But if you seek peace, stillness, and an escape from the endless cycle of change, it is the ultimate paradise. Tonight, as you seek the peace of sleep, you are seeking your own small, temporary, penumbral void, a place where the action of the day ceases, a place where the mind can become still, a place where you can simply be without the need to do. Allow yourself to enter this sanctuary. It is not a trap. It is a welcome and necessary rest. There is a profound beauty in this breakdown of order We are creatures who are drawn to patterns. We see faces in the clouds and constellations in the stars. We create art and music based on symmetry, harmony, and predictable progressions. But there is another kind of beauty, the beauty of chaos, of the unpredictable, of the sublime. The penumbral void is the universe's ultimate work of abstract art. It is a canvas where the painter has thrown out the rules of perspective and color theory. It is a piece of music with no key signature and no rhythm, and yet it has its own stark and majestic beauty. The fractured, impossible light from the galaxies behind it creates a celestial kaleidoscope of breathtaking complexity. The absolute, perfect blackness of its core is a statement of minimalist perfection. The gentle, universal push of its anti-gravity is an expression of a different kind of cosmic grace. It is a beauty that does not comfort us with familiarity. It challenges us. It expands our definition of what is beautiful. It forces us to see that the universe is not just an orderly machine, but is also a wild and untamed artist. It can create not just the elegant spirals of galaxies, but also the stark, impossible geometry of the void. As you drift off to sleep, let your mind become an art gallery. Let it be open to all forms of beauty, not just the orderly patterns of your waking thoughts, but also the chaotic, surreal, and wonderful images of your dreams. Your dream world is your own personal penumbral void, a place where the laws of logic are suspended, a place where you can create impossible landscapes and experience profound truths that cannot be expressed in words. Embrace the beautiful chaos of your own mind. It is a reflection of the wild and wonderful artistry of the cosmos itself. A natural question arises: are there others? Is the penumbral void a unique, one-of-a-kind object in the entire observable universe? Or are there more of these bubbles of different physics scattered throughout the cosmos, hidden in the vast expanses between the galaxy clusters? The search is on. Astronomers are now meticulously scanning the maps of the cosmic microwave background, looking for other anomalous cold spots. They are searching for other regions of the universe where galaxies appear to be moving in strange, inexplicable ways. It is a search for needles in a cosmic haystack. The universe is vast, and our view of it is still limited. It is entirely possible that there are many more of these voids. Our universe could be like a cosmic foam, with bubbles of different realities separated by thin walls. We just happen to live inside one of the larger bubbles. This possibility is both humbling and exciting. It would mean that the great mystery we have been exploring tonight is not an exception, but is a part of a larger, even more mysterious pattern. It would mean that the universe is even more diverse and complex than we imagined. It would give us a whole new cosmology to explore, a cosmology of multiple physics, of interconnected domains. This search for other voids is a search for context. It is a search to understand if our experience of reality is the norm, or if we are the anomaly. As you settle into your final moments of wakefulness, know that you are also not alone. You are one of billions of people on this planet, each with their own internal universe of thoughts and dreams. Your consciousness is your own unique bubble, but you are floating in a sea of other bubbles, and there is a comfort in that shared experience, a shared journey into the mysteries of the night. You are part of a great and quiet exploration the exploration of sleep. Let us take a moment to think about the human element in this story. Science is not just about cold data and abstract equations. It is about people. It is about the quiet dedication of the astronomers who spend their nights staring at screens, searching for faint signals from the edge of time. It is about the passionate debates between theoretical physicists in quiet university halls as they try to build new theories to explain the impossible. Imagine the feeling of the young graduate student who first noticed the anomaly in the data, the one who was brave enough to say, "I think this is real." Imagine the decades of work by countless scientists from different countries and different backgrounds, all united by a single shared obsession to understand this profound mystery. Their work is a testament to the power of human curiosity. We are a species that is not content with just accepting reality as it is. We have a deep, driving need to understand it, to ask why. The penumbral void is the ultimate why. It is a question posed to us by the universe itself, and the ongoing effort to answer it is one of the noblest expressions of the human spirit. It is a story of collaboration, of persistence, and of the courage to face the unknown. These scientists are the quiet heroes of our time. They are the explorers charting the most distant and mysterious shores of reality. And their work enriches us all. It expands our sense of the possible. It gives us a sense of wonder. As you drift to sleep, feel a sense of gratitude for these quiet explorers. They work through the night so that we can better understand the grand and beautiful universe we are a part of. And in a way, you are an explorer too. Each night, you chart the unknown territory of your own dreams. You are a quiet hero in your own story of discovery. How can we study this place better in the future? Our current telescopes have reached their limits. We are peering at the void from billions of light years away, trying to decipher its secrets from the faintest and most distorted signals. To learn more, we will need a new generation of instruments. Scientists are dreaming of new space telescopes, far larger and more powerful than anything we have built before. Telescopes that could detect the subtle gravitational waves that might be emanating from the void's boundary. They are also proposing vast arrays of radio telescopes, using entire continents as a single giant dish to try and create a more detailed map of the void's effects on the cosmic background. But the most ambitious idea is to one day send a probe, not a human crew, but an uncrewed, autonomous vessel on a one-way journey that would last for millennia. Its mission would be simple: to cross the threshold of the penumbral void and send back as much data as it could before it was silenced. It would be the ultimate message in a bottle, a final report from a place beyond our reality. We who are alive today would never see the results, but it would be a gift to the future, a legacy of our curiosity. This dream of future exploration is a powerful one. It speaks to our innate desire to push boundaries, to go just a little bit further, to see what is over the next hill. It is the same spirit that drove the first explorers to cross the oceans. Now the ocean is the vast expanse of space-time, and the new world is a place where our reality ends and another begins. Let your own mind be this probe. Let it travel on its own long journey tonight. Let it explore the landscapes of your subconscious. You may not remember all the details in the morning, but the journey itself will be restorative. A quiet exploration that will leave you refreshed and renewed. A silent mission into the beautiful mystery of you. There is a fascinating, almost mystical idea that connects the void to consciousness itself. Some speculative physicists and philosophers have pondered what would happen to a conscious mind in a place where the laws of physics are unstable. If the relationship between cause and effect is broken and the flow of time is not linear, could a sufficiently powerful consciousness influence reality directly? In our universe, our thoughts are bound by the rigid laws of physics. We can imagine flying, but gravity keeps us on the ground. In the penumbral void, where gravity itself is inverted, would the rules that bind thought to imagination also be loosened? It is a wild and untestable idea, but a beautiful one. It paints the void as a place of ultimate creative potential, a canvas where thought could become reality, a place where the observer and the observed become one. This is, in many ways, a perfect description of the dream state. In our dreams, we are not bound by the laws of physics. We can fly. We can breathe underwater. We can speak to people who are long gone. The world of the dream is a world where our consciousness is the primary author of reality. The rules are fluid and symbolic. The logic is emotional, not physical. Perhaps each night when we fall asleep, we are creating our own temporary penumbral void. We are entering a bubble of reality where our mind is the local lawgiver. We are the architects of our own impossible worlds, and this process is vital. It allows us to process emotions, to explore possibilities, and to connect with the deeper, more mysterious parts of ourselves. So as you fall asleep tonight, remember that you are not just resting. You are becoming a creator. You are entering your own personal universe, a place of infinite potential, a place where the only laws are the ones you dream up. Let us embrace the slow fade of certainty. For most of human history, we have been building walls of certainty around ourselves. We create myths, religions, and scientific theories to make the vast, chaotic universe feel smaller, safer, and more understandable. It is a natural human impulse, but the penumbral void gently tears down these walls. It asks us to be comfortable with not knowing. It invites us to release our grip on certainty and to simply float in the ocean of mystery. There is a deep peace that comes with this surrender. When we are no longer struggling to have all the answers, we can finally relax. We can open ourselves up to wonder. We can become like children again, looking up at the night sky with a sense of awe rather than a need to classify and control. The existence of the void does not invalidate our science. It sanctifies it. It reminds us that science is not a destination, but a journey. A journey that will likely never end. There will always be a new mystery over the horizon. There will always be a deeper layer to uncover. And that is a wonderful thing. It means the universe will never be boring. It will always have the capacity to surprise us, to challenge us, and to inspire us. So let go of the certainties of your day. Let go of the plans for tomorrow. Let go of the need to have it all figured out. Allow your mind to become uncertain. Allow it to become open. And in this open, uncertain, and curious state, you will find the perfect conditions for a deep and peaceful sleep. A sleep that is not an escape, but is an embrace of the great, beautiful, and eternal mystery of being. It can be helpful to think of the universe not as a collection of objects in an empty space, but as a vast, cosmic ocean. This ocean is not uniform. It has currents, like the great streams of galaxies that flow through the cosmic web. It has depths, like the powerful gravity wells of black holes. And it has strange, calm regions, like the vast, intergalactic voids. The penumbral void in this analogy is something unique. It is like a place where the water of the ocean has a different chemistry. A region where the fundamental properties of the medium itself are changed. It is not just an empty patch of sea. It is a patch of a different kind of sea altogether. And our universe is floating in this greater ocean, which may contain other kinds of water, other kinds of realities. This oceanic metaphor is calming. It replaces the harsh, cold vacuum of space with a sense of fluid connection. It suggests that everything is part of a larger, flowing whole. We are not isolated specks of dust. We are part of the currents of this cosmic sea. And sleep is like our own nightly dive into the deep, quiet parts of this ocean. We leave the turbulent surface of our waking lives with all its waves and storms, and we sink down into the calm, dark, and peaceful depths, down where the pressure of the world is lifted, down where we can drift effortlessly, down where we can be renewed by the profound silence of the deep. Let yourself sink now. Feel the gentle currents of relaxation carrying you down, deeper and deeper into the quiet, restorative ocean of sleep. There is no resistance. There is only a gentle, peaceful descent into the calm. If the penumbral void had a sound, what would it be? It exists in the vacuum of space, so it can have no sound in the conventional sense. But if we could translate its fundamental properties into music, what would we hear? The active repulsion of gravity would not be a harsh, explosive sound. It would be a deep, continuous, and almost subaudible hum. A bass note that gently pushes everything away. The unstable, fluctuating nature of time would not be a steady tick-tock. It would be a shimmering, crystalline sound, like wind chimes in a gentle but unpredictable breeze. The chaotic scattering of light would be a chorus of dissonant, ethereal whispers, faint, overlapping voices that make no sense, but are beautiful in their complexity. And the profound, absolute coldness at its heart would be the silence between the notes. A deep, profound, and all-encompassing silence that gives the other sounds their meaning. So the sound of the void would be a piece of ambient music, a drone of deep, gentle repulsion, a shimmering texture of broken time, and a chaotic choir of scattered light, all floating in an ocean of perfect silence. It is a sound designed to induce a trance, a sound that has no melody to follow, no rhythm to anticipate, a sound that simply is. It is the perfect soundtrack for letting go. As you listen to my voice, let it become this sound for you, a calm, steady drone, a gentle texture, and a quiet space for you to rest within. Let the symphony of the void be your lullaby tonight, a song of impossible physics and profound peace. As our imaginary journey comes to an end, let us take one final gaze at the penumbral void before we return home. From a safe distance, we see it as it truly is, a perfect circle of blackness on the tapestry of the cosmos. Around its edges, the light of distant galaxies is bent into beautiful, impossible shapes. It is a celestial jewel of darkness. It is a silent monument to the vastness of our ignorance. It is a place that asks the biggest questions. What are the laws of nature? Are they universal? What is the ultimate fate of the cosmos? And are we alone in our experience of reality? It does not provide any answers. It only deepens the questions. And that is its greatest gift. It is a source of infinite wonder. It keeps the universe magical. It ensures that there will always be something new to discover. As we turn our ship of dreams around and begin the long journey home, we carry this sense of wonder with us. The familiar sight of our own Milky Way galaxy will now seem even more precious, more special. We are returning to our own province of physics, our own calm harbor in the vast and mysterious cosmic ocean. The journey has not given us answers. It has given us perspective, a sense of the true scale of things, a deep appreciation for the beautiful, orderly, and life-giving laws of our own cosmic home, and a profound respect for the great, beautiful unknown. Now let your own mind begin its journey home. Home to the familiar and safe harbor of deep sleep. Leave the mystery of the void behind for the night. You have explored enough. It is time to rest. We have traveled together across unimaginable distances to the edge of reality itself. We stood at the shore of an ocean of nothingness, a place where the fundamental rules of our universe are broken. We saw light that was fractured, felt the push of inverted gravity, and floated in a place where time itself has lost its meaning. The penumbral void remains a profound mystery, a silent contradiction hanging in the cosmic dark. But it is not a fearsome mystery. It is a beautiful one. It reminds us that the universe is grander, stranger, and more wonderful than our wildest dreams. It teaches us the grace of not knowing and the peace that can be found in surrendering to the vast and sublime unknown. The same peace that you are now drifting into. The gentle surrender to sleep. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you have enjoyed this exploration, please consider subscribing for more voyages into the mysteries of science and the cosmos. Your likes and comments help our channel grow and reach other curious minds seeking rest. And now, as you float on the edge of your dreams, I leave you with one final question to ponder. If you could send a single message into the penumbral void, a message that could cross the boundary into that other reality, what would you say? Let that thought be the final, gentle current that carries you away into a deep and restorative sleep. Good night.